Hi there, so as you remember last time I talked about legs and now I want to continue explaining feet. So if you're ready, let's get started. Now I need to talk about the gesture of feet and then also the structure of it and the process of drawing it. So let's see. I want to draw a 3/4 foot right here and then just explain to you these important curves that we have that are 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. As you can see, I'm just showing you these important gestures we have on foot. This is in 3/4 view, so remember that in 3/4 view we have 4 important lines, and in just side view we have 3 lines. So instead of just looking too much at food and then trying to copy it and drawing every detail that you see at first, try to just simplify it and translate everything that's there into gesture and structure. So first I just want to talk about gesture. For example, if you have something like this, right? You're looking at the food from the back view, a 3/4 back view. The gesture would be something like this. We have these important lines, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see again, we have 4 lines. But then if you want to give kind of volume and depth to it, you just need to add these lines. So it's similar to drawing a cube, because if I just draw a square like this, it's flat. But if I want to make it 3D, I just need to add other lines to it. Why we say 3D? Because it's showing us 3 dimensions. So here, in this drawing, you can see it's flat, because it's just showing us length and width of the shape. But when I add the height of the foot of each point that we have here, for example, this point that's moving into space, it will create the volume that we are looking for, which is structure. So gesture is a 2D flat movement, and structure is a 3D volume. It has a spatial movement. Instead of having a 2-dimensional movement, it has spatial qualities in it. So store that in mind when you're drawing. And now let me work more on this drawing and adding more information on it. So on this part we have these landmarks, this bony part, which is called malleolus, lateral and medial malleoluses. And right after that we have this shape. You can use different various volumes, whatever you want. It just needs to correspond with the actual anatomical shape that's beneath that. And then here we have another cube like this. It comes downward. And here's the thumb. Which has 2 bones, not 3. So it's shorter than other fingers. Regarding the bone, I say. And then on this part we have a cube like this that balances the body. So the weight of the whole body is on top of the cube right here, and then it contributes other let's say, weight that we have here to these forms. This cube here, and then fingers, toes, I should say toes. And here we have the toes. But the point is that all the weight of the body comes down through this cube we have, and then we have a kind of distribution of weight like this on food. So food has a kind of triangular design in it, and we have the triangle at its base, not at its point, like this. So here's the design of that, and then in different angles here I just work on this triangle. I change it because it's really flexible. So based on what you see, you can change this triangle and add other forms and movements here in different angles, as I said. On this drawing, let's add other toes. You see the design here is not straightforward, but it's like scales, but it's like steps. So it's like when you want to draw steps like this. That's the design of the toes. So you need these three important movements. And now let me show you the wrapping line. Here's one. And the other line that comes downward. Another point that I need to make here is the important axes of food. We have this longitudinal and transversal axes here for drawing food. So, as an example, if you're drawing this 3/4 view, longitudinal axis would be this line, and transversal axis would be this line. And why is that? Because we have a kind of design, as I said, for food, and we need to just see what's the function of the food. And the function obviously is, first of all, we walk using our feet, and then also the distribution of the weight, so balancing the body, the weight of the body. So we need a design something like that to make us able to do the actions that I just talked about. So the form of the food is corresponding and is related to the function of it. And that's quite an important thing. Here's another thing I need to talk about also. Drawing feet from back view. The only thing that you need to notice here is the position and angle of the malleolus, the ankles. And then Achilles tendon that comes downward and creates this form. Remember that lateral malleolus is always lower than medial malleolus, right? So here we have the calcaneus bone, and then fat pads and rest of the foot. And then we can see a bit of the other parts in the front. The starting point of the thumb down there. And at this point we have a hard edge because of the bony part we have there. So here the Achilles tendon comes downward. And Achilles tendon on this part is rounder at the lower part, where it attaches to this bone right here. And then we have fat pads and malleolus and ankles right here. So you see this line and this direction is really important. And then by using just overlaps, I can show the depth. Here, overlaps can help us to really show this longitudinal movement of forms into space. And also you can add economy of line. For example, if you make these square darker, and gradually as you go farther, when you make it lighter, then you can feel this depth here. So it's another way to create volume and a sense of illusion of space in our drawings. So here, as you can see, I've just told you the important process and all this shape, gesture, and structure of feet. So now you can keep moving, keep going, and doing more exercises, using websites, using different references. I told you the main and important process that you need to know. So if you get any question, you can ask me. And so when you're drawing, just try to look at the movements, look at the structure of feet. Don't try to copy it and adding all the things, tendons, muscles that you see on it. Simplify it and use simple shapes. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this session. See you in the next week. Thank you.